my god, I'm sorry for all of your ears. Hello, my name is Greg. Welcome back to Gearing Up. This is the podcast where we talk about all kinds of stuff, whatever's on our mind. Usually everyday carry related, but not always, not exclusively. Welcome. This is my third attempt at recording this. I think I'm just cursed. I don't know what happened with the original one. I was like 6 minutes in and my computer just went bananas. Don't know what happened. Don't know what I did. But I've stripped everything down and I'm just recording. I don't have internet open or Wi-Fi turned on or anything crazy like that. And hopefully that alleviates whatever the issue was. I have no clue. I was jacking around with all the different audio settings and all that stuff, trying to make it sound better. And then I realized that's stupid. It's a podcast. It sounds fine. So hopefully this sounds fine and I'm not jinxing myself. If you guys hear that noise in the background, we did not get a ceiling fan here in the office. That is the rain outside. It is a very stormy evening. And we're a minute and a half in. If you haven't noticed, April is not with me tonight. She is in the bedroom. I think she's eating a bowl of ice cream and she's she's catching up on Big Brother. I am not as into this season. For those that don't know, if you're new here, I am a Big Brother fan. It's the only reality show that I actually do enjoy. And that I will go out of my way to watch. But this season has not been so great. I don't know why. I just don't love it. So I've not been as preoccupied with catching up. Plus, we don't have cable anymore. We got internet TV, like Sling, and then we had Sling, and now we have Philo. And we have CBS All Access, so we can watch it live. But I don't know. It's just always a pain. And I don't know. I guess the longer you don't have cable and the less convenient it is, the more you realize it's not really a huge priority. So I'm waiting for her to be done, and then we're going to watch The Office. And that I will watch over and over and over and over and over again. So there's that. In case you guys are new here, welcome. We try to have a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of everyday carry stuff. We have 35 episodes before this one that are all available to download and stream for free. You can listen on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and like 4 other things. I don't know, but wherever you get podcasts. If you have somewhere you get podcasts and you try to go find this one and you can't, DM me, email me, whatever, at GTDunn on Instagram, and we'll figure something out. So today I wanted to talk about the state of the hobby. Like there's like a State of the Union. I thought it would be neat to do not neat. This is going to be boring. This is all my input and thoughts, and some of you may not even care what I think. But if you're listening to this, I believe you might. So I wanted to do a quick look back at the last couple of months and kind of the trend that I've noticed here in the last, month specifically. It's been really crazy. But that is sort of the decline of what's been happening. Not that things are going bad. Just things are kind of plateauing right now, it seems like. And again, this is just my perspective, but I feel like there's a lot less innovation going on right now. There's a lot of sprint runs and, now we're using this material, but it's the same knife. Or, the titanium flipper liner lock the titanium frame lock flipper has been beat to death. And I'm kind of tired of seeing that, and getting to the point where some of the trends in knife making design and in gear are just starting to kind of Damascus everything, fat carbon this and that. And it's just, again, this is just my opinion, but it's just, there's a few people that are doing some exciting stuff, and we'll get to those in a minute, but what I've noticed is in the last month or two, it's been really tough to sell. And that's, for me, and I feel like there's a lot of makers that are feeling that, where things are just kind of sitting at least longer than they have been in the past. Secondary prices are falling for some things. And it just, not that people are getting bored with it, but again, I think the word that I want to use is complacent. There's just not really anything that's coming along that's just totally new and different and shocking that people are losing their minds over. And that stinks, but at the same time, maybe that's good. Maybe somebody, is going to jump out here pretty soon with something cool. But what I've noticed is in that, this is going to sound weird and maybe really deep and philosophical, but I feel like because everything is kind of slowed down a little bit, people have been able to fine tune their tastes. And I'm really just talking about me right now. But what I've been able to do is really fine tune like what I like, what I want to carry, what I don't want to carry, and why I carry things. And it's going much further than just I use this every day. Because let's be real. Like if you're saying you use your bottle opener every day, we might need to have a conversation, right? So, or at least from my 9 to 5, like I don't need to carry a bottle opener to my 9 to 5, but I do, and it's because of certain things. So I don't know. At least I guess in my opinion, it's been a slow couple months, and and I don't know if it's fatigue. People are just getting tired of what's out there, or if it's the summer and people are going on vacations and spending money elsewhere, and so it's just kind of caused this lull in the community or in the hobby, or if it's we had Blade at the beginning of summer, early June, and then we had the USN gathering in Vegas, a couple weeks back, whatever it was, and so that was kind of towards the end of summer, and so maybe people are just, overspent or overextended, something to that effect. At least that was my thought whenever I first started kind of rolling around this topic in my head. And, there's makers that I've admired for a long time that are kind of stagnant. They're not doing anything different. There's makers that deserve more attention, or maybe they have enough attention, but they're really kind of coming into their own right now. And so that's been what I've noticed. And so I thought, I wanted to talk about the folks that are doing something a little different. And I think I guess I'm struggling to like bring this to a point because I don't want it to come off as rude or but there's some makers that are they're just churning out gear to churn out gear, and it might be cool, but there's just nothing to it. It's just another piece of metal to them, and that's again, the fundamentalist might say, well, that's the point, that's what this is, a knife's a knife's a knife, whatever. But what I've noticed is that communities are building around certain folks. So one that comes to mind, and bear with me, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I get his handle right. But there's a maker who, he's been around for a while. I'm not going to speculate on how long, because I haven't been following along with his stuff that long. But I mean, back to June. He's had a ton of activity since then. I'm just scrolling through his feed on Instagram. But it was March. And I'm still going back. God, and it's crazy to scroll back and see kind of the evolution of everything he was making. But without delaying it any further, let's talk about his handle. It's Mythical EDC. No spaces, no underscores, no nothing. Mythical EDC. He makes what I think is probably the coolest thing he makes is the Bender Breacher. It's an opener in the shape of Bender, the robot from Futurama. This catches my attention because I love Futurama. I've watched through it I don't know how many times. But what I've noticed, he's got a pretty, I say small, and I don't mean any offense by the word small, but it's not a huge following. He's got 1,500 followers. And his stuff is gone immediately. I've never been able to get in, and he does some really cool things. What I like he does surprise giveaways, and he'll do like the one I'm looking at right now, 3-minute open window. Like, that to me is so cool, to just jump on and be like, okay, for 3 minutes, the next people to jump on. I really do like that, and it's crazy that even in 3 minutes, he's got 75, almost 100 entries. I don't know if that's exact, but I'm just looking at the total number of comments. But to have somebody that's got something that people are that excited about, it's cool to see, and I think it's a neat idea. And what I love is all of these seem really unique when you scroll through his feed. He's got tons of different ideas and tons of different designs and materials and stuff like that. And so it's really cool to see the level of creativity coming through here. And God, some of these that he I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Big Dog Creations is the person that did the lasering on him, but he's just done some crazy designs. But anyways, I wanted to shout him out because he's just doing some really cool stuff, and people seem to be super excited about it. And I think he deserves more attention than 1,500 followers. I feel like he's a little better than that. I'm trying to see the other one that I wanted to shout out. I may not be able to find his account here, so I'm digging. I'm sorry, bear with me here. I don't know. We'll come back to it. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But another maker that he doesn't need any shout out from me, but Lucas Burnley Knives. I mean, he's got almost 40,000 followers on his page. He's got the Burnley brand Instagram that's got almost 4,000. So he's, following wise, he's doing okay. But what I've noticed, I've been spending a little more time in the Facebook group, and the group and the camaraderie and the friendliness is just, it's unreal. You expect that from folks in this community. Even listening to my last episode, if you did, I'm sure you heard about the community coming together for Aaron. That was a great example. And then and now, spending some time in this Facebook group and seeing all these people come together and just be really awesome human beings to one another, that gets me excited. And secondary on his stuff is through the roof right now. And I think it's because people, the gear, people always used to say, I say always used to say, this is not something people always used to say, but I've been in groups where, oh, don't worry about the gear, there's no emphasis on the gear, do what's important, talk to people. And it's like, okay, look, don't get me wrong, absolutely, I want to get to know people, and I want to be a part of the community, and I hope that this resonates with somebody, because for the love of God, it drives me nuts. But people put so much emphasis on, oh, come for the people, talk to the people. The gear is what brings us together in the first place. Like, that's what makes this hobby so cool. So why would you not at least just a little want? And I don't know, I saw a post on the Burnley page the other day that made me think of this, and it was something to the effect of, like, this is a group where we talk about gear and we share kind of a common interest or a common love or appreciation for this maker. And so, yes, while I think that the community is amazing and the people are awesome, and at the end of the day, it's just a piece of metal, or it's just a this or that or a knife or whatever, and, gear comes and goes, whatever. Yes, I think that people are important, and the relationships are extremely important, but gear is what gets me excited. It's what's brought me to all of these people. And so I think it's unfair to say, well, the gear doesn't matter. The gear shouldn't matter. And I guess my point in all this is sort of rambly, but I guess my point is, like, it's cool to see some folks in what seems like a kind of a lull or a complacent time. It's cool to see folks like Mythical EDC doing the Bender Breachers, and people getting really excited about that, or, just a really cool, unique piece of gear. Or someone like Lucas Burnley and the Burnley Knives Facebook page, where the camaraderie is just real. It's authentic, and it's genuine, and it's good, and it's positive, but it's not, bromancy. I don't know what the right word is, but I feel like people go into a lot of these Facebook groups and just whine and complain, and you know, they're attention whores for, oh, I got this guy, and again, it's good to have people to lean on, and so I don't want to sound like an a-hole, but I don't know. This is just something that's been on my mind lately. It's just what's going on in the hobby, and and who's doing cool stuff, and who's getting me excited. This may not even make any sense. Who knows? But at least I hope you guys enjoy, hearing my perspective on what's going on, and I it's really cool lately to see smaller makers doing really well. So, again, you've got folks like Mythical with 1,500 followers just kind of popping, and their stuff is coming out and selling, and that to me is really cool. And I think it's going to take a bunch of smaller makers really changing up the game for folks. There's a lot of makers that I love. I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's a lot of makers that I love that are just getting kind of stale. And maybe that's not fair. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But there just seems to be a lack of innovation or design change. I feel like, again, everybody's just getting kind of comfortable. And so I'd like to see more of those kinds of things happen. The small makers really doing something different. And if you know of makers like that, holler at me. Send them my way. I'd love to check them out. I don't know how I found Mythical EDC. I can't even remember. I don't know if somebody tagged me or if they followed me, or I don't know what it is, but it's one of those things. There's another account that I want to shout out. Twice Born Customs. So Twice Born Customs, Justin. He's got just under 2,000 followers. By the time you hear this, God knows, he may have way more than that. But he just did a giveaway, and I won that giveaway. So this was not like he didn't make me win the giveaway just to shout him out. We've never spoken, but I've reacted to a couple of his stories. But he is doing. I'm going back. So it looks like he did a lot of just hand dump pictures, and then maybe he did some custom mods and Sorry, I'm just, again, I don't know a ton about him, but what I've seen in the last couple weeks, he's been doing some micarta Swiss Army knives. He did a recruit, which is kind of like a cadet pattern. It's a 84 millimeter, but it's not an A-lock scale. It's the glued on like the red scales. And he did a denim micarta one, and he did a giveaway on that. And then he hit 1,500 followers, and he did a giveaway on that, and that's the one I won, which I still absolutely blows my mind. But it's a little micarta. I don't know if it's a Rambler or what it is. I can't remember. Victorinox Classic 58 millimeters. So I think that's the blade, the file, and the scissors. Covered in natural micarta. Oh God, it's beautiful. But again, this is a guy with less than 2,000 followers putting out some really cool stuff, and I just don't think he's getting the love he deserves. So if you don't follow Justin, go give him a follow as well. He's not taking custom orders currently. He loves working with micarta. It looks like that's like, ooh, man. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm drooling over his page now, but yeah, I mean, as you guys find these followers, share them, or followers, not these followers. As you guys find these makers, you can tell like that's what I'm looking at. When you guys find these makers, share them with me. I'd love to check them out, and use this platform, however big it is or however big it gets, to shout them out and spread the word. So yeah, I mean, I don't think Lucas needs me to shout him out, but Mythical EDC and Twice Born Customs, like, go follow those accounts. Go follow Lucas if you're not as well, because I mean, Burnley and what he's doing and that brand and that drive and that mentality that they've got, it's contagious. It's really good. So I highly recommend you go give those guys a follow. And I'm not gonna do a shout out this week. I know I said I was gonna do some shout outs, but I think hollering out, hollering. Here's my holler out for the week. I think talking about all those accounts in kind of the level that I did should suffice as a shout out. So holler if you're one of those accounts. Yeah, good work. Keep it up. Man, that was 20 minutes of rambling. I'm gonna cut it off here before I go stupid long and embarrass myself. Whoa. Be sure to share this with your friends. Go on iTunes and comment. Leave us a review. Don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to check my stories for the questions every week, so you can ask me any questions you have. DMs are always open if you have questions before or after then. And go like GT Dunn on Facebook as well. I just made the page. So thank you guys again for the support. Hope y'all enjoyed that 20 minutes of rambling. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.